Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, May 20th, and it's time for another quick update. Last week, we didn't have a quick update episode because of Life Week. You'll want to check out all that happened by searching hashtag LifeWeek2020 on social media. This week on Quick Updates, Calgary and conversion therapy, charges dropped against Toronto Pastor David Lynn, and churches call on the provincial premiers to remember them when reopening. So let's get right into it. Ed spent a good portion of last week on the phone with Calgary City Council. What was that all about, Ed?
Hey, thanks, Colin. Well, I'm here to give you an update on Calgary's proposed conversion therapy bylaw, which is set to final vote on Monday, May 25. Now, this proposed bylaw defines conversion therapy and business so broadly that it would punish Christian teachers, pastors, and counselors for teaching basic Christian sexual ethics. The committee proceedings took place on May 13 and May 14. I was privileged to deliver a 5-minute oral presentation opposing the bylaw, as were many other like-minded individuals and organizations, which we can be thankful for, especially due to the challenge of presenting these after a presentation that was given by a prominent activist for LGBT rights, and he was even asked to stick around during the proceedings as sort of the resident expert, even at times people being cut off during their oral submissions, being told that what they were saying was not true or based on science, and even in some cases not based on the research of this prominent activist. So it was very challenging to deliver these oral submissions. Now, how can you help, folks? Well, you can click here and you can send an easy mail to Calgary City Council. Whether you live in Calgary or not, they need to hear from you, because bylaws like this are coming to your city and they're coming to your town, and we all need to speak up. So please pray for our Calgary City Councillors. Send an easy mail to our Calgary City Councillors, and let's hope that they amend a very poorly worded and vague bylaw and make the right decision on May 25. Thank you. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Ed. No matter where you live, you can join Albertans and send the easy mail to Calgary City Council. Go to easymail.arpacanada.ca. John now joins us to talk about Pastor David Lynn, the pastor who was charged in Toronto's gay village last year.
Hi, Colin. It was about a year ago that Pastor David Lynn was street preaching in Toronto and was arrested for causing a disturbance. He was preaching on John 3:16. He was interacting with some pedestrians, and it was right on the cusp of Pride Month and the Pride Parade, and he was in that area of Toronto. He was charged immediately after with causing a disturbance and with mischief, and now about a year later, it was announced yesterday in court that the Crown has withdrawn all charges against Pastor Lynn. We are, of course, a bit disturbed that the initial charges seem to be somewhat politically motivated. We're thankful that they've been removed, that David Lynn has this burden off his back. This was a case we intervened in. We submitted arguments in writing saying that these offenses in the criminal code need to be taken in context, that they need to have clear meaning, that they also need to respect freedom of religion and freedom of expression. We never ended up making those arguments in person, of course, because the case didn't proceed to a hearing. The Crown has withdrawn its case. The case criminally is over. So we'll see yet whether Pastor Lynn or his lawyer takes any action against the police. But as far as we know, that's the end of this case. So that's definitely something to be thankful for. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, John. Finally, pastors signed a letter in Ontario calling on the Premier to reopen churches. Here's Andre with more on that.
Hey, Colin. So some good news, some interesting news out of Ontario. There's been an open letter sent to the Premier, to Premier Ford, from churches called reopenontariochurches.ca. You can check it out at that website. And now over 400 churches have signed on to this letter urging the Premier to open up churches, to make reasonable accommodations for churches in order to worship properly and corporately on Sundays. That's an exciting and a good development. I believe that the sphere of the civil government and the sphere of the church government need to be dialoguing on this issue, that it shouldn't be dictation from one sphere to the other, but that there should be some dialogue between the two. And so my prayer and my hope is that this will result in some more allowances for churches to meet, to worship together. We've already seen an executive order from the Premier on Saturday clarifying that drive-in services are in fact allowed in the province. And we're now seeing similar initiatives happening in other provinces as well. So let's keep tracking this, keep on encouraging your church leadership to also speak up, and hopefully together we'll see us worshiping corporately very soon. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Andre. That's all for this week. Remember, Quick Updates is available as a podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, Google Play, iTunes, and more. Thanks to you for watching Quick Updates. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.